For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Outdoors with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you a bit of a review video on a brand new awning from Vango. So over here today I've got the Vango Tailgate Airhub Low. I say brand new, I suppose it is brand new. It's basically a model actually we've seen in years gone by, but they kind of brought it back into the collection with the latest kind of specifications that they're kind of offering on the model itself. So what we got here, and we've seen it in the polled version, this is now the Air. It's a 2.5 by 2.5 meter hub with the tunnel section that's designed to go onto a tailgate of an awning, hence the name tailgate. So really quite nice. It runs in kind of 150D Sentinel fabric, so it's a good sort of thickness of material. Runs at 4,000mm high straight head, but it's also solution dyed, so it's designed that it's going to get less colour fading, just kind of give you more colour resilience in general. The panels are very similar in terms of you can sort of zip back or roll back all the panels. You've got two windows on either side, and there's like a front mesh panel, a normal panel as well. So you've got airflow throughout the awning, but also it kind of just gives you a nice real hub. And it's kind of like a gazebo, really designed for your sort of tailgate awning. Now, you can in theory actually use this on the side of a vehicle as well as a tailgate. You've got the functionality that could do that by using kind of like throw over straps or even the cater rail. But the tunnel width does vary. So the tunnel's designed to fit something small and narrow. So where it attaches to the vehicle, it can basically adjust from 190 to 120. So there's a nice good amount of range in there. So again, even if you want to, you can kind of try and put it on like an SUV, just because you can narrow it down and try to splay the sides out. And you can check out the kind of picture video or the whole version we've done on this to give you a bit more better understanding of it. Now, because it's inflatable, we've got a single inflation point, which is located on the side, but there's also a secondary deflation point as well. Same kind of idea to get the air out as when you need to. You get a manual stirrup pump supply with it as standard, so that comes included. And it's quite simple to pitch. Like I said, you could just literally peg the four corners, pump it up, attach to your vehicle, and then you're good to go. Now, wherever you've got sort of crystal clear windows, so on the two side panels, you've got curtains to sort of toggle up to kind of get that privacy as and when you want to. Whereas the front panel, you've got this full frontal mesh door, or you can actually unravel the normal door as well, which is kind of like a blank panel. So that gives you the idea. So you've got a blank panel on the front, and you can roll it from left to right, or left to right, or right to left, depending on how you want to enter it. You've got little points down the bottom, so webbing straps to give you an idea of where you're going to peg it out to get it inflated. And then you've got these two guidelines as well, so it gives it a bit more of a nice detail with the orange and kind of the little orange trim, just makes it a bit more classy in my opinion, but gives also a bit more rigidity as well. 7 psi is recommendation pressure, so you can see that on the actual pressure gauge of the pump. And actually what we'll do is, on the tunnel section itself now, you've got a door that allows you to enter the vehicle without having to go through the main body of the awning every time, so that works really well. The main depth of the tunnel here is about 1.5 meters, so it's a real big depth, really just to allow that tailgate awning to go inside of it. The question we do get asked quite a bit is, can you use it with like barn doors? Now, you can do, but you just got to be very careful as the barn doors open. The top doesn't necessarily scrape the top of the fabric, so it can work, and I have used it, but you just got to be a bit cautious on that front, especially when you're kind of opening and closing it. So definitely take care on that side of things. Attachment to your vehicle, like I said, you've got different methods you can look at. So there are webbing straps that come, so you can throw it over the top of the vehicle. You've also got the cater point here, so you can feed into a rail if you really wanted to, or there's Velcro tabs to go into roof bars, and you've got adjustability on the sides. Now, the way you actually adjust the width of the awning itself, you've got this little kind of webbing strap. Now what you've got is a little loop that you can feed it through, and it's attached onto a small adjustment buckle. This basically can bring the scope from, I'll say, 190 wide down to as small as 120. And this also is not only kind of the roof section, but it'll take up the sides as well to get that looking really nice and taut. Because it's designed as a low vehicle, it's designed to fit from 180 to 210. So again, it's quite a small VW kind of size. Ford Custom Transit's that sort of size vehicle. We'll take you around the corner just to look at actually a bit more of a different angle as well. So you can see kind of as we come around, we get to the side profile of it. we got a better look at kind of actually the size itself. So we've got a little door entranceway into the main body, which is great. We can also access the sort of tailgate, the awning, and that's what kind of more often not will actually kind of elevate this section. And you can sort of throw the straps over the top, or more importantly, down the side of the vehicle, hook it onto like or lash it around like the wheel arches and things like that. So lots of flexibility. When you're not actually using the tunnel, obviously detach it. This then rolls back and sits in kind of like a sort of sausage kind of style on there. So it's essentially just a gazebo left on its own. Now, the ground sheet for this is like a toggle out ground sheet. So it's toggles in the corners. There's a bit of an overlap, but each corner will sort of make a bit basically toggles up or toggles down. So you've got that kind of flat entranceway in and out of it for pushchairs, prams, that sort of stuff, for wheelchairs. But you've got the ability, it kind of comes up to seal it. It's not quite as thorough a seal as a zip, but it gives you that flexibility, and it's going to be that kind of sheltered area more than anything really. So as sort of mentioned, like I said, so you do get the ground sheet included with it, but you can buy a footbridge to go down if you really wanted to. For me, that's probably, you don't really necessarily need that, but you've got the option if you wanted to double layer it, and certainly get one for the tunnel section when you buy the footbridge as well. That's a good thing to look at. There is a Skytrack on the internal beading here for the crossover point. So it's a single wire tube in the top section. You've got little hanging points for lanterns and things like that as well, which are created by the sky hooks. And then you've got the windows which can toggle up in place just to kind of give you that coverage. In fact, let's bring the camera a bit up close and personal, a bit more with it. So it's all nice, like little swooping kind of side of it as well. So, like I said, the point itself in terms of your inflation, located down there, really quite nice and neat. As we kind of come in, you can see a bit better for the front panel. So this is now looking sort of out the back of the van. You've got the mesh panel on one side, and we've used the external door on the other. So again, you've got the main hub at the top, Cater sort of Cater point, the skyhook point on the side there as well, and you've got a good vision on the side. The door that leads into the tunnel section is rolled away to this left hand side here, but it can go from left to right or right to left depending what you prefer. And you can see kind of the drop down ground sheet in this section. Now you can see how wide this tunnel is here. So like I said, to allow the tailgate, it needs to be that sort of extra depth, but we've got the door and also the bag to give you a bit more of an idea about that. Goes to a higher point on the vehicle, on the main body of the awning. This is basically to allow runoff for water. And then on the actual part here, you've got little, obviously Velcro tabs. So that's for the, if you use the roof bars. But there is also these little clips that could basically go into there. And on the top of it, there's little buckles and loops. And that is basically to sort of shorten it. So, I mean, that's where I think it's really quite amazing how now it can really get. And to give you a bit more, a better idea actually, is if I head over to the other one we've got over here. We've gone a bit narrower on this, just to sort of show how narrow you kind of can go. So it gives you a bit more, a better idea on that front. So nice and narrow, real good sort of option. And it's also, I think, if you look at, say, that the Arden is a tailgate by a porch, whereas with this, you also get the flexibility of a driveway, and it being fully air as well, means from a pitch point of view, but also a structure point of view, it is going to be a bit stronger, a bit more hard wearing. Yes, it's a nice little model. Again, it's just an extra addition to the range, I think, that works really well. It's big enough without being too big. It's flexible in terms of it's something we've been asked for a number of years really now, but with the flexibility of how wide or not, so can it be like an SUV, it'll fit as well, which is nice. But again, good spec, decent sort of size. We know it's worked well with the Polder versions. I think the Air versions are better. You know, price point wise, there's a little bit of difference between the two, but it depends whether you want quick and ease or pack size. Naturally, the Polder is going to be smaller in its pack size, whereas the Air, because you've got the pumper, like the extra fabric, it does mean it's going to be a little bit more bulky in comparison to, but from a pitch point of view, it's going to be a lot easier, and you can probably utilise it more as a gazebo, I would probably say, just because you can peg it out, pump it up, and go from that really. But for more information, check the link below this video. I'm going to take you straight through to our website. We've got more information on things like pack sizes, floor dimensions, that sort of stuff. And we've got separate pitching videos and video reviews on it as well, which you can check out. But it's always good to hear from you guys as well. We've got special offers which you can go all in one place on our website located. But by all means, let us know if you have any more questions, queries, or concerns. But thank you very much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you again in our next Attwoolls Outdoors video review.